Today, we're diving into a fascinating development at the intersection of politics, technology, and business. Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur known for Tesla, SpaceX, and his ventures into AI, has quietly returned to the White House for the first time since a highly publicized fallout with former President Trump in June. This appearance may not have the dramatic flair of previous meetings or media headlines, but it is arguably one of the most strategically significant moves in Musk's political and business navigation this year. So why is Musk back at the White House, and why does this matter? The context is important. Earlier in June, Musk and Trump publicly disagreed over certain policy and political issues, creating tension that was widely covered by the media. Fast forward to November, and Musk attends a state dinner for Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, a high-profile international event. This signals a recalibration of relationships. Musk is no longer positioned as a political advisor in the traditional sense. Instead, he is now recognized as a business heavyweight, someone whose influence in technology, AI, and space industries carries real weight for U.S. domestic and international interests. The nature of Musk's relationship with Trump has also evolved. It's no longer about friendship or ideological alignment. Instead, it is a relationship built on mutual strategic need. Musk brings enormous technical expertise, business influence, and financial resources to the table, while Trump and the GOP benefit from access to Musk's network and his potential influence on tech-savvy voters. This shift from personal alliance to pragmatic cooperation is subtle, but it's critically important in understanding the future of tech policy intersections in Washington. Let's start with the facts of the event itself. Elon Musk appeared at the White House for the first time since the fallout in June. This wasn't a headline-grabbing advisory meeting or a one-on-one policy discussion. Instead, Musk attended a state dinner hosted for Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, one of the most influential figures in global energy and investment circles. The optics of this event are telling. Musk is present, he's visible, but he is not formally positioned as a political advisor. What does this mean in practical terms? It suggests that Musk's role in Washington is evolving from one of political engagement to strategic influence. He is being treated less as an ally or confidant, and more as a business heavyweight whose participation is valuable for high-level discussions. This is an important distinction because it indicates the White House and Trump team see Musk less as a political actor and more as a strategic resource for advancing technological, industrial, and possibly defense-related initiatives. From Musk's perspective, attending the dinner allows him to maintain access to key political and international figures without the baggage of formal advisory roles. It's a calculated move to stay relevant, preserve influence, and position himself for future opportunities in AI, space, and federal contracts. The timing is also significant, coinciding with heightened political activity ahead of the midterms, where Musk's influence in technology circles and among potential voters could be leveraged. Overall, this slide sets the stage. Musk is back in Washington, but in a quiet, controlled manner. The relationship with Trump is no longer personal. It is pragmatic. This distinction will shape how we interpret his actions and potential future collaborations. Moving to slide 2, we see that this reunion is highly calculated and strategic. Trump's public comments about Musk were notably vague. He grouped Musk among other great business leaders, avoiding direct praise or personal references. This is not accidental. By keeping comments neutral and generalized, Trump signals that this interaction is about practical cooperation rather than rekindling a personal alliance. From the GOP perspective, Musk's influence is valuable, especially with midterms approaching. He has deep pockets, a massive following on social media, and influence over tech-oriented voters and investors. Maintaining a working relationship with Musk ensures that the Republican Party can potentially harness this influence without being dependent on personal loyalty. Meanwhile, Musk is also managing risk. He avoids actions that could escalate political tensions or compromise his independence. For example, the threat of founding a third political party still looms as a bargaining chip. This is part of a larger strategy. By remaining flexible and non-committal, Musk preserves leverage while signaling that his cooperation is conditional and strategic rather than personal. In essence, this reunion is transactional, built on mutual need rather than emotional or ideological alignment. It is a reminder that in high-stakes political business interactions, optics, timing, and positioning are just as important as the substance of the engagement. Slide 3 highlights why Musk's presence matters beyond optics, AI and space. Reports indicate that AI was a central topic during the Saudi Crown Prince's visit. Interestingly, Musk was invited to these discussions, but the OpenAI CEO was not. This is a highly symbolic move, indicating that Musk is being favored in discussions regarding U.S. AI leadership and international AI collaboration. Additionally, Trump revived the nomination of Jared Isaacman as NASA administrator, a known Musk ally. This move has direct implications for SpaceX, NASA collaborations, and potential federal contracts. The combination of AI discussions and space-related appointments suggests that Musk's strategic interests are well aligned with the current political agenda: access to contracts, policy influence, and technology leadership. From a business standpoint, Musk is effectively positioning himself to benefit from federal initiatives in emerging technologies. By attending the White House dinner, he secures visibility and influence at a moment when AI policy, space exploration, and federal procurement are at critical junctures. The strategic calculus here is clear. Musk's attendance is less about diplomacy and more about maintaining a seat at the table for decisions that directly impact his companies and long-term vision. This slide underscores a crucial point. Musk's engagement is incentive-driven. The why of his presence is tied to the tangible benefits in AI and space, areas that are central to his portfolio and vision. This is about positioning for advantage in sectors where political influence directly intersects with technological innovation. Slide 4 shifts focus to optics and perception. While Musk's return is being covered in the media, it lacks the glamour and fanfare of earlier interactions with the Trump administration. There were no publicized in-depth conversations or advisory meetings. Interactions were minimal, controlled, and carefully staged. Unlike previous appearances, Musk did not receive the level of advisor-level treatment that once characterized his role. There were no extended press briefings or policy announcements tied directly to his participation. This absence of high-visibility engagement reflects a deliberate strategy from both sides. Trump and the White House can showcase engagement with business leaders without overcommitting to Musk personally, while Musk maintains access without becoming politically entangled. From a media perspective, attention is high, but symbolic value is low. The event demonstrates that influence can be exercised quietly, without spectacle, and that real strategic negotiation often occurs behind closed doors. For Musk, this type of controlled engagement preserves flexibility and leverage while limiting the risk of reputational exposure or public criticism tied to political machinations. In other words, the return is real in terms of strategic significance, but subdued in terms of optics. This subtlety is essential in understanding Musk's approach, maintaining influence without overtly signaling dependence or alliance. Finally, Slide 5 highlights the nature of Musk and Trump's relationship going forward. Both sides stand to gain, but the gains are transactional rather than personal. For Trump, engagement with Musk provides potential business backing and helps prevent Musk from leveraging his influence in ways that could fracture the vote or support base. For Musk, it ensures positioning for strategic sectors, AI, space, and long-term federal projects, which could shape the future trajectory of his companies. This relationship can be described as a mutual Li-Yi Jiaohuan, or mutual exchange of benefits, rather than a restored friendship. Flexibility and contingency are key. Musk's cooperation is contingent on incentives, policy alignment, and the preservation of independence. Trump's willingness to engage with Musk is contingent on practical benefits, political optics, and strategic advantage ahead of upcoming elections. Future cooperation remains both possible and fragile. A single misalignment in policy priorities, public statements, or business actions could disrupt this delicate balance. This is not a story of reconciliation, but rather a case study in pragmatic alliance building, where interests and leverage shape interactions more than personal ideology or loyalty. In summary, Musk's return to the White House demonstrates a calculated, strategic approach to political engagement. It reflects broader trends in which business leaders leverage access for sector-specific advantages, while politicians seek strategic partners to enhance policy influence and electoral prospects. Understanding this dynamic is critical for anyone analyzing U.S. technology policy, space exploration, and AI strategy, as it highlights the increasingly intertwined nature of business and politics in shaping national priorities.